GFB Psycho and YoungKingSplit. Live in the studio with the South Point player, aka the King Cobra. I move slick, strike quick, and hit you once and it's over. It's DJ King Cobra, and DJ that's digital journalist, cause I don't jock nothing. You heard me? You tuned in to NWCLV.FM, and we live in the studio. What's happening with y'all?
It's good. You already know what it is. YKS, YoungKingSplit, so you gotta check. You now tuned in to.
I'm gonna keep this one. No, I got one for you. You can see it too.
No, he was asking me to just practice it.
Yeah, practice it out. Where's it's gonna be good for you to see it from right here?
Yeah.
Yo, DJ King Cobra.
Yep. And that's KANGKEAUXBRUH.
So is there a certain like DJ we doing first or?
Yeah, DJ Mo Better One,
Okay,
the
and
number one DJ on
gotcha.
NWCLV.FM.
One more time.
DJ Mo Better One. And she got a set called Cool Joints and a different set called Dope Hits. So where y'all came out here from?
Bay Area.
Bay
Like
Area.
Antioch, East Bay.
Antioch, East Bay. So y'all was going for San Francisco?
Yeah, around that area. It's probably like an hour from there.
No, I'm talking about as far as the championship game.
Oh. Who playing?
No, they already played. They lost.
Oh.
But I'm saying y'all was going for San Francisco.
Oh, nah. I'm a Saints fan.
Me too. Who that? That's what I'm talking about.
That's funny.
So yeah, we've been out for a little while. So I was just trying to see, since y'all was in that area, who y'all go for. You know? Me personally, all I go for is the Saints. But when we don't make it, and my partner and them, they got a squad. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I don't wish your team lose.
Right.
You feel me? But next year is back
Exactly.
to business as usual. I figure
So
for the
I
Saints to
just
go
listened
undefeated.
about that at work. I was like, I don't really root for the Niners because they my exact rivals, but like, we ain't in
Yeah.
it, so I guess.
Yeah, so go ahead, bro.
That, but yeah, like you said, like, I feel like if the city hit a dub, got a dub. I look at it like that.
That's cool. It was like, I'm not gonna hate on y'all, but
Yeah.
if we about to play y'all, bro,
There's
don't
problems.
look
Yeah, I
for
got
me to be your friend right now.
Exactly.
I'm not talking no friendly words about your team. No, man. All right, we lose out. All right, bro. Hey, if you don't get in my face with all that whoop whoop wop and all that, then I can be like, all right, I hope your team win. But if you get in my face, man, I'm on the other side now. It's like my team ain't in there, so. But yeah, we probably gonna go undefeated next year.
Oh, so
That's
nice.
So, what's up, man? Introduce yourselves again and let me know when y'all started getting into being an artist, like musicians. Because I know y'all do various type of music. It's not just, one genre. So, when did y'all get into music, period?
Good. It's your girl GFB, Sviko.k, all the way from the Bay. Shit, I damn near been doing music all my life. That's like twice, my bad. But I've been doing music all my life. I started doing music probably around like 9, 10. I moved back to California, and my pops had a studio. So first day I went in the studio with him, I wanted it. I had to. I seen him get in the booth, and ever since then I was like, that's something I for surely see myself doing. So I say probably like a week or two after that, wrote something for myself, went with him to the studio again, asked him to go in the booth, and it was history since then. I took a little hiatus for probably like 7 years, hopped back on like 2 years ago, so building my little rapport back up, doing my networking.
Okay, yeah, you in Vegas. You doing some heavy networking.
Alright, it's YoungKingSplit, otherwise known as YK, study by the check. I got a little bit of an early start. I kind of got thrown into it low key because both of my parents were into music and everything. So like from a baby, I've been into doing this. I say officially is like really trying to do my career. That kicked off about like 7th, 8th grade because that's when I found out I could actually make this a career, and I was like, oh, this is where I like really want to go. I already was looking up to like artists and everything anyway, so it kind of fell into place. But it was funny because I know my mom would talk about how when I was younger I would be doing like concerts in the living room and everything before I could really form words and just be her and my grandma there. So this has been going as long as I could walk or comprehend.
Right.
I feel like
So-
it's a common thing amongst a lot of artists because you say that, and it remind me, my mom used to tell me that all the time. I remember back in the day when I lived in Oklahoma when I was younger, I used to just spit my brother verse from one of the songs he did when he was super young, just for everybody, just because I feel it, like, you got to get it out there. It's natural singing.
Okay, so what genres are y'all into? Because I know like I'm just specifically a Louisiana music type dude. I can listen to some Texas music because I used to live out there, but I'm not very open-minded. But I know people in these generations are more open-minded to when it comes to music. So what type of genres or what type of music are y'all into besides just hip hop and R&B?
Personally, if you ask a psycho, I listen to everything. My ear is very eclectic. I say the first, not necessarily the album of this person, but like the first, like artist I can remember myself actually getting into, like by choice of myself, like going out to look up their discography and stuff like that, was a Japanese artist. It wasn't even no American music. And from there, I think I started listening to UK music. So aside from being exposed to music from my parents, like my own discovery of music was a very like diversified sound. So from there, me personally, growing up and now making music, I'm in a band. I make metal music. Incorporate that with some of the rap I be doing. But at the same time, the type of rap I listen to isn't exactly your standard rap, I would say. I mean, obviously these people got like followings and people who listen to them, but it's a lot of names that I could drop, like maybe Jay Worthy, Bodie James. A lot of people don't listen to them type of music, like them type of artists. I mean, or at least like not off the bat. It's really hard to find people who are into that kind of music. So,
Okay.
real eclectic sound for sure.
Mine, I say, is getting more. It's being broadened. Like I've been into hip hop and rap like most of my life, so getting into other lanes, I kind of really just had to go out and find something, and it kind of helped because I interact with a lot of people, technology and everything. So I've come across people from all ends of the world. So they've been able to show me different artists and everything. It's been UK art, like drill artists and, just UK artists that rap that I've found, just going through like Spotify and everything. So it's some of them, some alternative that I would find, and like indie tracks, that you can put me on to, or like one-offs, I found, what else am I getting into? Metal recently, I found, like, I think that's, as far as a rock end, more where I lean in the music I like to listen to, but I've still been able to find art in a bunch of different genres. R&B too, I've been diving more into that, mainly from like, I get into it newer because, current times and everybody who's blowing up then, but it helps me backtrack too, because then I get to learn all the other artists who either aren't as big now, didn't have that same name, but some of these samples is coming from them. These songs was like popular at that time, and this helped me go back there, which then lead me back to what was before that. So I could always find something different and new, like she's saying Japanese music, and like Vaporwave didn't introduce me to a lot of those. So it's a lot of different sounds, and especially from like a hip hop perspective, I like it because I can find artists that I listen to that's like mainly in my area, or you know, maybe my demographic and everything, that make these tracks, but they sampled something from a whole other side. And then you get to pull both of those together, so it gets you to take different avenues and find different genres of music that you like, that you didn't even realize that you liked before.
Like putting that perspective on his head, it's very helpful being an artist or a creative yourself and having that kind of eclectic ear, because you can never, like, you gonna always have your sound being who you are, but you'll never be stuck in a lane in a way. So I feel like growing up, having that ear is for sure helpful.
Okay, tell me this. Like, I used to record back in the G, so I'm a little bit old school with the recording. I done recorded to an ADAT before. Y'all know what an ADAT is?
I've heard of one, but I do not know what it is.
So our process to record it could go a couple different ways, but it was mainly based on the producer and the engineer. To get it right, to get it tight. You can come with your verses as as much as good and tight as you want, but you don't have the right track, you out of there. You don't have the right producer. I mean the right engineer wants to get your stuff done, you out of there. So how do y'all find it from having a concept of an idea of a song to getting the beat, getting it recorded, and then you guys can get it up onto the internet? We used to have to try to find a mom and pop's record store or print it up in some CDs, put them in the trunk and go to the block and all that type of stuff. So, like, thinking of, knowing that part of the game existed, like from the Bay, Too Short was one of you guys' main people who he did that, and from where I'm from, Master P was one of my main influences who did that. So, but that way is completely obsolete, I would say, these days. So how, like, your process of a concept to me listening to it on YouTube or Spotify or one of these places, how does that go for these days?
All right. So normally, like, my process, right now I use DistroKid. So the way everybody is expanded on technology and everything, now we got easier distribution. So, like you say, nobody's selling these out their trunk no more, popping up to the record stores like that. But this way, you can put that same track out, and you don't even gotta walk to these. You can get it everywhere, because there's streaming, there's YouTube, there's Apple Music, it's Spotify, all of these different platforms, and they use music distributors, or distribution companies to help push these artists stuff. So, a lot of times, one of the things that'll happen, at least from an artist perspective, it makes it a lot easier because they make apps for these things now, so the interfaces go well, and you don't have to worry so much about trying to put all of this together and mold it and everything, because you have like a layout. It's kind of like a skeleton of it. I can take this idea, and instead of me having to find the right engineer and everything, and taking 2 months to do this one track, you feel me? I can go ahead, write this down, take this to the studio, we get it mixed to the MP3 and everything through the software, and then from there, you can go ahead and upload it to the website through your own laptop, throw the title on there, pick whatever, you can even do it off your phone and everything, which make it so much easier now for us to upload tracks and get out more music, especially for those who really are into it and like just creating the music. You can put so much out because it's right there. So instead of you having to do that for work and everything, you can spread it, and this is where it gets, where I like it, because especially looking at numbers and the stats of it and everything, you get to see where your play is going now. So now you get to see somebody out in Russia done heard this. Like, I've had a couple of my tracks played on radio stations out in Russia, and I'm sitting here like, oh, that's crazy. There, Czechoslovakia, I think Spain. I want to say, I seen one. Where was the hottest one I seen? I think I seen Morocco too, and it's just wild to me because I'm like, okay, I'm in the Bay. Like, I just uploaded this last week or so, and I'm in the middle of here, but you telling me everybody out there heard it, liked it, and wanted to spread that out. So now instead of it just being in that record store and you getting that buzz there, you could get buzz in 50,000 record stores at the same time.
Global by the touch of your hands.
And okay.
My bad. To put that into perspective, because it's crazy that you brought that up. Because it's like I hear you, and I've experienced this, and I agree. And it's great to have it all at your fingertips. But I've also experienced what you was talking about as well. Growing up and doing music with my father, doing it at that young age. Back then, we had to pass out them CDs. Yep. We had to go to the store and see which smoke shop might have, been cool with us. Hey, we gonna put some of these business cards, some of these flyers in here, some of these CDs in here, break profit and stuff like that. Like I had to go through that as well. So I got to experience both, and I feel like from the perspective of what used to have to be and happen, like it's a different drive you get from it. It's a different kind of drive. Like having it at your fingertips is great, but it's very easy to take it for granted.
That too. That's the other downside.
Compared to really having to go out and eat and fight for your craft.
Because I'm like, then you had everybody who you knew. Like if you got to this point, you did the work. You earned that. You feel me? And a lot of times now, it's a lot easier to just put whatever out. So on one end, it's good because everybody can make music. But on the other end, everybody can make music. So if you got everybody putting all these tracks out, nobody with no real ethic or nothing, it's like, okay, that's fine. You can go and put all this craft out. But now this watering down the market in a sense. Yeah, we've expanded how much, you feel me, water it can hold, but now we just letting a lot of
tainted water.
Yeah, so it's like it's easier, but it's also more difficult. And I say more difficult from a standpoint of people that I've noticed who really love this and who really put it in, because like I said, it's so much easier to just put whatever out that those who had that footwork to go to them stores and everything, it's not as easy for them for that to stand out. It's not as easy for that to be a character trait and everything, and people to visually see that, because it's if it's one person around your hood going to 5-10 different stores,
everybody know him,
right?
Because he grinding.
You feel me? But now you could just put whatever out. If you got enough money and you got, you feel me, the tools, you could go ahead and push this to 80,000 people in that same second it would take him to walk to the store. That don't mean that this person got more drive than he do. He just got more access. And that's where it's a give and take on it, and it's technology could be good, but it'll also hurt, because we have a lot more artists, but that means not everybody is deep into this as everybody else is. So this is where when you get hip hop debates and everything, I try my best to be either neutral or stay out, because I know the game's skewed. Everything's skewed now because it's not the same metric. You can't have to get up to this point and then from there you a superstar. No, you could just jump here. Somebody could have more talent, be over here just because they don't know who to talk to. And it skews the gauge on that. So it's I hate a lot of times when people get into those debates, because it's y'all looking at this and y'all not taking all factors into account. This is a whole different game we playing. You can't have the same rules of it, keep some of your core values, but learn how to adapt, and this is where a lot of the divide be, because you got to learn how to adapt with it and make it work for you.
You got to learn how to adapt. All right, hold that thought, Young King Split. Well, we will be back with GFB Psycho and Young King Split in just a few moments. It's DJ King Cobra, NWCLV.FM. Don't touch that dial.